welcome to this week's episode of the Behind the Plate podcast. This is episode 4, and I have a couple of new girls with me this week. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, do your name, major, hometown, and position, and then we'll just get right into it. So,
I'm Kyndall Fomby-Bell. I'm a double major in communications and media and psychology. I'm from Mesquite, Texas, and I play outfield.
I'm Mac. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm a nursing and Spanish major, and I play second base.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to hop right into it then. So do you guys want to do, like, your personal questions first, or do you want to do the overall questions first? It's up to you guys.
Whichever. I don't matter.
Okay. I'll do personal first because Coach gave me some to ask you guys about. So I'll start with you, Mac. So I hear that you're a nursing major, as you just said,
correct,
and
yeah.
I was told beforehand. I have 2 older sisters that are nurses, and they lead a crazy lifestyle. I could never do that. I like my 2 or 3 nights of homework a night.
And sleep. I like sleep.
Yeah,
too,
and I like sleep, but you don't get a lot probably. So just what are some things that you that help keep you on track as a busy nursing major and a student athlete?
So I think, like, from a young age, like, I, like, really got into, like, planner use and, like, making sure that I check, like, at the beginning of the week what I have, and then, like, with practice and stuff, like, there's no, like, playing around with, like, homework and assignments. Like, if I have to do something that day, like, I have to do it, and if I miss it, like, I fall behind kind of, so, like, I have to stick to that plan, and I'm kind of, like, OCD in that sense, so I feel like that helps me a lot, and I use my planner, and then, like, on the bus, like, I do my homework, like, pretty much the whole time, like, as we're traveling, like, 6 hours, like, I was doing my homework for 6 hours. Like, it's not, like, sleep or whatever. Yeah. But it's hard, but I like it. I enjoy nursing school a lot. Yeah.
I know that the Ouachita nursing program is newer. What, like, do you think, since it's newer, it's still starting up more, or do you think you're still, like, getting a full nursing education, like, compared to other schools whose nursing program has been around a lot longer?
I think because we're such a small school, we get such, like, hands-on, one-on-one training with our professors, so I think that helps us, like, put us above some of the schools. We do have some things that aren't, like, really established, like, with, like, clinical and just stuff like that a little bit. It's kind of, like, in the air. We have some new professors that came from, like, Henderson and stuff like that. So with that, it's kind of, like, newer. But I think with, like, the content and, like, the small classroom, I think we're getting a lot of, like, the same or better than other nursing schools. So I like it a lot.
My oldest sister went to the UCA nursing program, I'm pretty sure. And then my second oldest sister went to the Euler nursing program, I think. Do you have anything with them? Like, do we have anything with them that you know of? Or?
No, we used to have that connection with Baptist or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you would come here and then you would go there for 2 years. And so when I signed here, that was my plan. Like, I was going to play softball for 2 years, and I was going to, like, have to give it up because there was no nursing program here, so I was going to have to go there. But God made that happen where, like, he turned this program into where I could stay 4 years and play for 4 years too. So
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of planners, I am a very OCD planner myself. I love a good planner. I, like, before the school year started, I needed a new one because I always have to get a new one before the school year starts.
Right.
And I spent, like, an hour and a half in Marshall's looking for a planner. I don't know if you're that bad about it, but I love the way a certain planner looks and everything like that.
It's got to feel right. It's got to look right. You got to have the right stickers or whatever.
Yes. Yes, this is my first one with stickers. Oh, it's life-changing.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
I'll go to you now. So, Coach, that's not a word. Coach told me to ask you about, like, your plays or your celebrations or whatnot on Black History Month. And it's the last day of February, sadly, because it was, rescheduling is just rough. And you guys are in season, so it's rough. I would like to get this up by tonight because it is Black History Month. But just tell me, like, backstory on how you celebrate, your family celebrates, how you celebrate here at school. Like, if, like, your family's not here and you're teaching new girls, like, how to celebrate or whatever. Like, just tell us.
So the program here is called More, and this month we had a bunch of different activities that we had. The last one was Monday. It was like a jazz concert kind of a thing.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that because we had practice, but I heard that it was really good. And there was a, like, luncheon, soul food luncheon, and there was a guest speaker that came. There was a night where this teacher here who does music, she like sung about like different African culture and like different things that like help or like talked about like what we've gone through and different things like that supporting it. And then there was Battle of the Ravine karaoke was probably the most fun thing. That was pretty fun. A couple of Henderson students were over here, and we like battled them in karaoke or anything. I don't know who won. I
think you won.
I think I won.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really fun doing that. But it's just different little activities like that, and just inclusivity with different people on campus, different backgrounds, everyone to just come and just learn more about what our culture is and how it is included being at a PWI and Washington is being around more people of color and being around people that aren't of color and just like connecting with our backgrounds and everyone around. So that was pretty fun.
The soul food lunch in the caf day was my favorite this month. I don't even have calf swipes, and I snuck in that day. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's fine. And it was so good. Like, I usually am more of the Mardi Gras lunch day, but that soul food lunch day was so good. Yeah. I was like, I need more of this. They need to do this more often. Did you guys do a lot with the international students?
We didn't. No, we didn't do a lot with them. I know in gospel choir, there's a couple of international students in there, and like she like led different things that went on with international worship night and everything, but not specifically more. I wasn't really specifically involved in anything.
Is there anything that like you and your family do at home to celebrate, or do you like educate people in your like hometown or your school about it, or like have you yourself educated anyone about it more?
I feel like back home is very diverse. Like there's so many backgrounds, people of color at my school and just around the neighborhood, and everyone from everywhere. And so I feel like it wasn't really like a bigger like celebration, do something specifically throughout the month. It was kind of just like, I mean, every day is Black History Day. Like anything specific, I can't really think of on top of my head that we've done. It's just, I don't know.
What's your favorite like soul food? Not the like the calf did, but like your family will make. What's your favorite?
Yams.
Yeah, I love candy yams. That's like my guilty pleasure, I think. I get like globs on them. Thanksgiving, Christmas, anything they make it, I'm like getting it and just eating it up.
My roommate's fiance is mixed, and he made candy yams at our Friendsgiving, and I've never had them before, and they were so good. They were so good. Yeah. It was life-changing. For real.
Sweet potato pie or dressing, stuffing, whichever way you want to call it. Dressing is so good.
Yes. I'm a oh gosh, it's a potato casserole. Oh, I'm a hash brown casserole girl. Oh, I love it. I found out how to make it on my own in my apartment this semester, and I just keep it in the fridge. It's soft. I'm like probably 1% potato at this point. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, my mom will make that for Thanksgiving every year, and like whenever people come over, they'll eat that like the first thing they'll go to that.
Yes.
So.
My mom will ask me every year on the holidays. She's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Hash brown casserole." I'll tell you this every year, and she only does it like when I don't ask for it. It's like, Mom, you're asking me about this, and I'm telling you, and it's like she forgets.
You just have to start making it yourself.
I told her, I was like, I'm going to just start bringing it, and you're not going to get it.
Yep. So.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to jump into the overall questions. You guys can both answer. One of you can answer. It's up to you guys. We'll start from the bottom, and we'll go up this time. We'll switch it around. So, I was going to end on that. Well, you guys have GAC play coming up. It's fine. I'll just start at the bottom. You guys play UAM this weekend. You guys played them last year here in Arkadelphia. And it was earlier in the season like this one is. And you guys had a 0-3 series loss. So how are you guys trying to prepare for it coming up this year? Anything different or...
So Coach Jackson makes a lot of plans for practice, so like minute by minute kind of.
I've heard of the Excel sheet.
Yes, and it's amazing. And so we take that, and he kind of like writes in like each week like how we're going to prepare for the game. So this week it was kind of like half of us were being Monticello and like hitting like they were, running bases like they were. And so I think that helps us a lot, just like see, and as a defense, we're able to react to that and like kind of change our ways. And then as an offense too, like we're able to see like, hey, this is what they're doing and it's working, so maybe we should try this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's helping a lot, especially just like confidence too. I think it helped us like with bunting and like base running too. So I think this week I'm feeling a win.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a win
Yeah,
for sure.
he told me in my text, he was like, we are not planning on losing. And I was
We are
like,
not.
all right.
We are not.
So I know that, like, softball is not a lot of watching game tape or film sport. Like, you said you're preparing, like, with hitting and stuff. Do you guys watch their hitting, or does he just, like, give you, like, box score stuff? Like, what would you look at, essentially, like, on that Excel sheet? Like, what does he write out like that?
He gets like this like thing, like pitching chart. I'm not for sure where he gets it from, but like from what the team were playing. So like UAM pitching chart and like hitting chart kind of a thing. So where their team has hit the ball and what their pitchers throw.
Okay.
And like we were able to like look at that and just like know what's coming and prepare for that. Like like this week at practice, it was like they go outside high, then they go inside, then they in and outside.
Okay.
And so like we're doing a lot of like high outside tee and different things, like focusing on hitting to the right side of the field with that. And then with like defensive things, like how she was saying, like playing like Monticello against Monticello with helping us get more reactive in butt coveraging and all those things, that helped a lot.
Do you guys hit off your own pitchers in practice ever? Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We like try to use like our, I don't know what the best word is, like the pitchers that don't usually pitch in the game.
Not the starters.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. We try to use those, and then sometimes the starters will come in and pitch to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys are feeling a win.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find the live coverage for sure this weekend, especially since we're so close already to this weekend.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
And you guys are telling me such good things. I can't wait. Oh yeah. What time do you guys leave tomorrow?
8:30 in the morning.
Oh goodness. Ooh.
Yeah. It's not the earliest we've left.
No. You guys probably leave way earlier, like for Oklahoma games, huh?
Yeah. We sometimes leave the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys play a doubleheader tomorrow or a single? Double. Okay. Can either of you talk about any significant changes or advancements in sports safety that have impacted your softball career, negatively or positively? Like, I know that face mask rules are always changing and stuff like that, so.
I feel like one difference getting to college was like not the safety bag, like at first base. I feel like I don't think I ever played with that in high school. I don't think, or like in club or anything, and that was kind of different to like for infielders to like work on like not like having that coverage and runners like running through the bag to know like there's not like a safety bag there. We got to run through it like regularly. Probably something that's been different, and I don't know how that's been impactful.
Is the next question about the injuries?
Hold on, I can't read. That's a lie.
Because
that's the one before, but we can go to that.
So like with that, there's only so much space on first base.
Yeah.
And so I play second, so I was running over during practice one day, and Kyndall's like hit just like a bomb to I don't even remember where. It's probably home run, honestly. She comes running and she steps on my leg and she cuts it open, gives me stitches.
Yeah.
Oh my
My
gosh.
cleats went through her like whole leg. I felt so bad. Like I remember telling like I heard the squish. Like
She did.
and I just took off the second because I was like, oh, I hit something. I wasn't really paying attention. I just took off, and I was like, but that wasn't the bag. I don't think that was the bag.
It was not.
Do you guys wear metal cleats or just regular?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think anything but metal cleats would do that, but I didn't even realize you guys wore metal cleats.
Yeah.
Is that like a college preferred cleat, or is it just like a team thing?
I think probably college
I
preferred.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides like being on turf fields that have specifically only turf shoes, I
Yeah.
think it's pretty much metal cleats.
How often do you guys switch between turf and metal?
I know Henderson has turf, but
yeah.
we usually use metal on there
Okay.
is because it's like not the
Slippery.
best turf.
Yeah.
But I would say at least 2 games this season, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a lot. During tournament or like preseason, kind of a little bit more, but I feel like most teams have dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back home at my high school, we have turned all softball fields, like club, rec, high school, everything to turf. And so I just didn't know like how much in college that was becoming a thing too. Like I know it's probably just more of a younger, like preference, I think. But yeah, I don't see a lot of turf in college, so I was just wondering.
It's a lot of prep work and post-game work, so maybe that's probably why they changed it. Because I don't know if the live stream like ever stays like after, but we stay
do.
like 30 minutes after. Like raking or packing their mound.
Yeah, I see you guys like immediately go into it
Yeah.
after you like your outfield little huddle, and like because we're still there tearing down sometimes at that point. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we like doing it. It keeps it nice. So.
Yeah. Especially at the bottom of that hill. I bet you guys are doing a lot sometimes. But speaking of the injury question, can you, have you ever accidentally injured a teammate during practice or a game? Obviously.
Yeah. Do you have another one? Yeah, she sent me to the hospital in Arkadelphia, actually. It was a funny experience, actually. Me and my roommate went, and there was a bunch of people in there talking about a whole bunch of stuff. This guy, like, it was, like, during the snow week, so this guy had, like, slipped and hit his head, and he, like, went to the bathroom 4 times and forgot that he went to the bathroom 4 times, like, during the 30 minutes I was in there. Yeah, then this guy came in, and he was like, oh, yeah, I have a bump on my head, and the doctor was, like, feeling it or whatever, and he's like, ow, ow, and the doctor's like, I don't feel anything, sir. So he leaves, and the wife's like, I knew we shouldn't have brought you here. I don't feel anything.
I've been to the Arkadelphia ER a couple of times myself, and it's an interesting experience for sure.
She did her own stitches.
No way. Oh, I was like, no way.
I wish.
I 100% believe that. I've had like a couple knee surgeries, and so I've had stitches before. I had dissolvable stitches, which were not a good idea. Like my body ate them way too quickly, and it just was not good. But ever since then, I've had real stitches, and that is not fun. I hated every moment of that. Like. I asked, she's like, you're telling me nothing I don't know already. I asked them for like a local anesthetic to numb the area. I didn't do nothing. Did you get a, like?
So I think because I'm a nursing student, either I wasn't feeling the pain at that time, or like I was just so like intrigued by what the doctor was doing. I didn't feel any pain. So when he was doing it, he like put a couple shots of numbing in it, but I didn't feel that. And so then he started stitching it up. He gave me 6 or whatever, and then he was like, "Okay, we can take these out like in 10 days." And I was like, "Okay, perfect." So I went to Dr. Cook. He took them out. Then I go to practice after, and it opens back up. So now I just have like kind of open. It's really weird, yeah. So.
Yeah, mine that opened back up when my body ate them. It was a knee surgery scar, and so they like went, and it was pretty big already. It was probably like that long.
Oh wow!
I had to guess. Because they had to break my tibia and realign it. It was like a whole thing. I have the world's worst knees. I called myself an old lady all the time, y'all. All the time. And I feel like it, and I'm 20 years old. But, so, it was pretty big, and they didn't know I had this tissue disease that we now know I have. And so, they put me in the pool. My body ate it. The water ate it. And so, they send me to my surgeon. He's like, oh, yeah, this doesn't look great. It's infected. Yay me. So, they're like, well, we can't, like, stitch it back up because it's already started healing in a sense. And so I just had to pack it for, like, 2 weeks. And I'm like, is it okay that, like, my leg is just open right now? Like, it's weird. Like, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, I've seen the inside of my own leg. Nothing scares me. It's like that TikTok. It's like, do you see my hand? Do they look like they shaking to you? I love that sound so much. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah. Except I felt the pain. It was no bueno. And maybe I'm just a baby. Who knows? I
feel like once you play softball for a little bit, pain doesn't affect you.
Well, like, and when I was younger, I played until, like, my knee started getting bad, and I would be, like, bruised all the time from the smallest hit, even.
Literally.
Like, a ball would barely bump me, and it'd be, like, black and blue. And
then you have, like, a gigantic bump.
Yes, and my mom's like, that doesn't look right. And I'm like, it's probably fine. Like, it's fine. But we realize now with my, like, thing that I have, my medical thing, they're like, it's like, you just bruise easy. Like, we don't know why. Your skin is just super soft and anything, like, barely just, So I'm, like, always green or purple or, But, hey, school colors. I match.
School colors.
I match. So, it's not. It has its ups and downs, but is it like, do you have like a bump there or anything, or is it just like, deep-ish?
Yeah, it's kind of like a hole. And also, I broke my finger sliding into third at practice. I forgot who it was. I think it was Riley Gillis. Oh, it was you? You just be injuring your friend, girl.
It was either I was coming up covering second. Were you sliding the third or second?
Third.
Okay, then I didn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I don't know. No, go back, roll the tape.
I don't know. But, yeah, I broke my finger this year, and I got surgery like in January. So that's been an interesting thing. And then my freshman year, I wanted to shout somebody out. My freshman year, we were at the GAC tournament in Bentonville. And we were throwing, and it was kind of sunny outside, so I was, like, looking away or whatever, and we're doing, like, a three-way throw or whatever. So I look away because I'm assuming that Hannah Hunter's going to throw it to my little partner over here, and he throws it at my head, and I get a concussion at the GAC tournament.
Way to end it.
Yeah. You are, like, injury prone like me. I have a new bestie now.
Yeah.
It's great. That's so funny. Oh, my gosh. I forgot what I was going to say, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, I feel seen right now. Like, I see you see me. Yeah.
You just heard everybody. And
I heard myself that one day in practice the other day.
She said, what?
Stay back.
Yeah. It's fine. It's karma. A little bit of karma, everyone, yeah. Were those stitches in season or out of season?
In season. I had to sit out for, like, 2 days, I think. Yeah.
Were you still able to play after like it opened back up or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just put a Band-Aid, slapped a Band-Aid.
I was about to say, just slap a Band-Aid. Yeah, we're fine.
We had some little wrap on it so the Band-Aid wouldn't come off. And wouldn't get infected.
How long did it take you to recover from your finger?
So I had surgery in November, I think, and then they put 2 pins in it.
Okay.
And so basically the bone was like down here, and they had to bring it back up. They put 2 pins in it, and then it took about 4 weeks with the pins in it, and then I had to wear this like splint situation.
Okay.
It was like a plastic wrap thing where the pins were still in it, but I had the cast off, and so I couldn't really move my finger or my hand. And then after that, they took the pins out, and then I had like this. It was like weird. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was kind of like 3-4 months maybe.
Oh, okay.
And then like physical therapy after that, so that was like 2 months. But
yeah. So, like, you're still probably, like, just, like, after a practice or something, are you really sore from it still? Or?
Well, it's still kind of crooked. It's less painful, more sore, I would say.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Yeah. Is it your catching or throwing hand?
My throwing hand.
Okay. Well, that probably helps then.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to be like, yeah, the ball just hits at my glove all the time, and I'd be like, ugh.
That would be so bad.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
But props to you for, good job. That was in the middle. Okay, we're just hopping everywhere. Okay, I'm just gonna hop to another one. Can you discuss or think of any cultural or societal barriers that you faced as an athlete? And this could be like teachers like hating on you or something just because you're an athlete and you're gone all the time, or like it could be bigger stuff, like women in sports.
I think a couple that I have faced over time or anything like that, like growing up playing softball, my family doesn't really have a lot of money, and like playing select and club is like really expensive, like especially when it gets to like recruiting time, like you have to travel to get in front of these coaches and everything. And so it was like my parents did like everything they could for me to be able to afford that and like be able to like chase that passion and chase that dream of going to play college softball. And so it was like different times where they were working overtime or taking extra jobs, like for me to be able to afford that, like live out that dream. And like I'm just very appreciative of that. But it taught me a good lesson to like take opportunities and like especially being here at Ouachita that have so many opportunities, like just taking it, like not being afraid, because like I don't know when the next time I'll get the opportunity. So that's been like a good lesson, I feel like, growing up, to like have that willpower and the perseverance that my parents have taught me. Other than that, I feel like being a black female athlete, there's kind of a lot of different stereotypes about like who we are as athletes, like known to have like bad attitudes. People think that we're known to like not be very coachable, not have a lot of effort and hustle and things like that. And growing up, as I started learning those things, like hearing that more often and being associated with that, it kind of was just like, well, that's not who I am. Like that may be like a stereotype, but that's kind of like not the athlete that I am. And so I feel like it changed me to like be more open and proud of who I was and confident. Like I am coachable, I am a leader, I'm very joyful, joyful, very positive, and like I take coaching well and those different things. And so learning to like be myself in that atmosphere growing up on the different teams I was on, and like immediately like canceling that stereotype, whatever team I was on, like I'm going to go hustle, I'm going to be hardworking and driven and give all the effort and like not be who they think I am, not just like one little thing, and just showing them that like I'm more than what the stereotype is and everything. And then I feel like it's taken me definitely further than like letting that kind of consume me for a young age and then thinking I have to be that way. Like just kind of teaching myself that like just because I may be associated with that doesn't mean I have to be that way. I can just be whoever God is making me to be, and taking those lessons and rolling with them, and definitely made me stronger and more confident today with that, to know that in those bad days, like I know that I'm such a joyful, positive person. I may be struggling at the plate or may have made an error or anything, but I'm not going to be able to show it. Like I'm not going to show that I'm going to be the best cheer honor for my teammates and get back in it and keep fighting for it, for what I want, and keep hustling towards those goals and dreams that I have and everything. And so definitely just overcoming those different things as athletes been something that I face a lot.
I had a black little girlfriend when I was growing up, and she, like, any new sport she would join, she was always afraid about anyone, like, commenting on her hair or anything. Have you, like, playing softball, I'm sure, like, is different, like, with a helmet and everything, but, like, I see some girls on the basketball team who are black have their hair done or they don't. So, like, what is your preference in that?
I feel like during the COVID season, I feel like I learned how to manage my hair and do it and be confident in wearing it in my natural way. But during times where it's like a little bit harder, like especially we're traveling a lot this year, I will get it done like in different braids. Like I just took my braids out this Sunday because I missed my natural hair, and just being able to wear it how it is, but learning what I've learned and how to style it in different ways towards softball. Like, I'm confident in wearing it, and like I love doing different styles of my natural hair. I love having versatile hair where I can get braids or I can get a different hairstyle and everything, and I like it.
Yeah.
My hair? Or
I mean, you can talk. I mean, we can talk about hair if you guys want.
Great. So with me, it's kind of like the same thing. Like I grew up in a low socioeconomic status neighborhood, and so I didn't really get to experience that select ball. So I kind of did like rec ball, they call it here, I guess. It was kind of just like we got some teams together and we kind of just played each other. But then we got to like go to like Austin, like a couple of tournaments or whatever, and so that was cool. But I never played, like, people grow up playing tournament ball from like I don't even
5 years old. Yeah.
And they go every weekend and they're playing for like the rest of their lives or whatever. And I just didn't have that. And really, I played sports to like be able to come to college so I could have a scholarship because I wasn't gonna be able to afford school. So I have 3 siblings, and it's just like a lot. And so I wanted to be able to perform in sports so I could come to like school and just get the scholarship or whatever. And so
Okay. I went to high school with a bunch of girls who played club, knew they were going to play in college. I don't think I've ever met someone who didn't play club and plays a college sport. Like, that's pretty big. Like, I assume you had to work so much harder than everyone else. So, like, maybe, like, talk about how much harder you think you worked, or how much more you practiced, or how much harder you practiced.
I think right now, like, I see there's a difference in just, like, the way that they play, like, their way that they, like, know so much more than me, like, and so I just have to, like, try my best to, like, just try to meet that, and sometimes I fall short, and I have to remind myself, like, I didn't get the opportunity to do that, and so, like, I try to work out as much as I can outside of practice. Sometimes it's hard with, like, nursing school, but I did work really hard to get here, and so I'm happy to be here.
That's always a good way to look at it.
I
didn't play club, but once I quit, my little sister started rec, and then she got to play club just because my parents were at a better standing at that point in our lives. Just, you know, like, they weren't as young as they were when they had me. And so, like, seeing what I played versus how my sister got to play is insane. Like, it's crazy. Like, those moms have minivans full and wagons full of snacks and waters and Gatorades and seeds, and it's just crazy. Like, the rec moms are just like, here's a ball in a minute, you know, like,
Yep.
It's crazy. And I actually worked Parks and Rec here my freshman year and led a lot of the youth sports programs. And so I got to help all the new softball coaches incoming and all of that. And I got to see how that stuff is run. And it is so different because I've worked for a tournament company and it's crazy. Those tournament companies are crazy. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine. I could not imagine. Okay, I think that's our last question. Hey, we've made it. How do you balance the desire to win with the importance of sportsmanship and fair play? I was so proud of myself when I came up with this question.
I feel like thinking about it a lot and being on a team where there are so many people that are open in our faith and everything, and being at Ouachita, I feel like I feel more free to embrace God first in softball. Praying before a game as a team, praying with individual teammates, praying by myself, and just praying that hey God, thank you for getting me to this day, and thank you for letting me play this game. Let me go out there and give all my best for you, because at the end of the day, that's who we're playing for, not just playing for a win or to beat our opponent or anything like that, but we're playing to glorify God and let anything that He has blessed us with, our talent and anything, shine on the field, shine in the dugout, shine just for our team in general. And so I feel definitely having that prayer connection with any teammate that you don't talk to on a daily basis, praying together, praying as a team, praying over each other, praying with the coaches. And at the end of every game, we pray with our opposing teammates and everything. And so just remembering God is the reason that we're here, and He's the reason why we do this, and letting Him shine no matter what our role is. We've been talking about that a lot this year, wherever our role is at, work for the role we want and also embrace the role you're in. And I think definitely God has helped me do that a lot this year and throughout my career in general, to celebrate everyone else's success. That girl in my position, she's out there playing, I'm gonna cheer the loudest for her. Cheer for her successes, help her with anything she struggles with, and lift her up, uplift her as she's on the field, uplift anyone that's in the dugout through cheering, through prayer, through everything, and let God shine through me through that, in that role, and on the field whenever I do get the opportunity.
Before I talk, I want to commend you for just the way that you pour out into people and share your faith. And I feel a lot of people on the team just see that and want to build off of that. Even the coaches too. I feel the other teams too, they see that just light of God just shining out into the field of softball. And I feel for us with sportsmanship, it's really so much about sharing our faith, because we come to a Baptist school, and when I came here I didn't realize that, but I feel God has placed that on my heart and in a lot of our hearts to just share that message, because even that small prayer after the games or whatever, that might just plant that tiny seed for that person to go maybe read a Bible verse or go to church that Sunday. And so I feel that's a big part of our sportsmanship. And yeah, we want to win. Obviously we're not here to just have fun and lose all the time, because that'd suck. But we try to drive that our spiritual faith into winning. And when we are victorious, that's because God wanted us to be victorious. When we fail, it's because God wanted us to fail, and He's making a plan for the future. So I feel with those losses that we've had the past couple weeks, I feel we're on a path to success, or maybe we're on a different path that we haven't even experienced or know of yet. But God has everything in His hands, and He's working us to a goal that we might not be aware of yet. So.
Yeah. I love watching all the sports teams on campus pray with their opposer after a game. I think it's so sweet, and I love just the way that you guys said it pours out into people. I know that it's hard, for you guys to go to church since you guys play Sunday sometimes, weather, especially in the spring in Arkansas, awful. You guys have already started with the weather. First opening weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. Pouring down rain.
Yeah, 3-hour game. Have you guys ever played a 3-hour game in your whole life?
One night, yeah, but it wasn't raining.
Yeah.
It was just really long.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just how do you guys do a team kind of church thing, or do you guys just go off on your own?
So we usually have Bible study every week. We try to figure out a time that we can just take an hour out of our day to meet as a team and talk about God. And then usually if we don't go to church, we probably just read our own Bibles. I wouldn't say we meet on Sundays as a team this year, because we haven't had any games on Sundays.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I had it and it was gone. does like, so you guys like have this new coach. Was he like surprised to when he came in? Like, was he surprised to see such like a faith-centered like learning and education on a sports team, you think? Or did he like welcome it with super open arms or like? Because
I think like one of the first things he did was send out like this Google form or whatever, and it was like asking about like our favorite foods, like where we're from or whatever. But one of the questions that stuck out to me was like, what's your favorite Bible verse? So like from the very beginning, he was very like, I follow Jesus. I want this team to be followers of Jesus. Like, he doesn't necessarily like push it down anyone's throat because we have people on the team that aren't followers of Jesus too. So I feel like he's like trying to plant that seed with us too, as we try to do it with everyone else. But from the very beginning, he was very much so like, this is gonna be how it is, kind of.
Yeah, I really like that aspect about Washita. How like anywhere you go on campus, like no matter if you grew up with like a loose interpretation of church, like I did, or like you came from a private Christian school or anything, like everyone's they're gonna try and plant that seed, but they're not gonna push it down your throat, which is really nice because I think it's nice for people to be able to get there on their own, especially like their own journey, and so I really like that like they just kind of open the path up to you, especially like we have. In the GAC, we have 2 Christian colleges. We have us and we have Harding. And so, like, I feel like that's not something you would see a lot. But, like, I always see Harding and Washita, like, meeting up in the middle after any game. And, like, some teams won't pray with us after games. And so I just think it's really nice, like, when they do. And, like you guys said, just planting a seed. So, yeah. Well, we're out of questions. It's so sad. But I wish you guys good luck this weekend. I will be watching at least live stats because we always follow the live stats online.
I just discovered that. That's kind of cool. I didn't
Really?
know. I didn't know that was a thing. No.
Yeah, obutigers.com.
Yeah,
it's great.
Go watch.
Brian, shout out to Brian Ramsey, our athletic.
Love you, Matt.
Yeah.
I love you, Kaden.
So I wish you guys good luck. I'll be watching from afar. Well, from home, I guess, because you guys will be afar. But I hope you guys do really good, and I can't wait to hear about it. And I'll see some of you next week. And I'll see you guys across campus, and I'll be that crazy lady that waves, or like at the field.
Hey, don't trip and fall or nothing. Don't hurt yourself.
No. I'll keep clear of you guys on the field so that I don't get injured as well.
Smart.
Foul balls, I don't know.
Oh, I always, like, if a bird comes over, I'm like ducking. It don't matter. It's like a trauma response. But, thank you guys so much for talking with me this week, and I'll see you guys around campus.
Thank you.
Thank you.